Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tom with the Strength Agenda and more Tom Talks videos for you guys. Today's question, I got this one a ton, and it took me a little bit of a while to kind of formulate a good response for this because I want to make sure that I address it in an appropriate fashion and it doesn't turn into like a bashing video. So essentially speaking, the question started with regards to CrossFit, but I think this can be applied to multiple sports. It was pretty much asked, what do you recommend, or how would you approach proper weightlifting etiquette for CrossFitters switching over to weightlifting or coming to join a barbell club? Like I said before, I think this can be addressed for anybody, whether you're a strongman, powerlifter, CrossFitter, just general, gym rat, etc., that is coming over to weightlifting. But in particular, my experience stems from being in a CrossFit with a barbell club in it. The number one thing to know if you are this athlete going over into the world of weightlifting is you might be good or pretty decent from wherever you came from, but you're learning a new skill. So don't come in acting like a jerk, like you know the place, like you can do X, Y, and Z, because the snatch and the clean and jerk are skills. They need to be refined, they need to be worked on, you may not be that good right at the start. There may be people half your size lifting twice as much as you. You're gonna have to stay humble, and you're gonna have to deal with it until you can progress to the levels that you feel you are capable of achieving. The other thing too that I see was a big issue is just simply don't be rude. In my own personal experience, when I owned big shoulders, we had CrossFitters that would look at the workout for the day, decide that they don't want to do that, and they want to come over to the barbell club, and they would literally come up and be like, I'm going to do barbell club for the day. No, that's rude. That is a waste of the coach's time. If your gym is fortunate enough to have a fully functioning barbell club with a coach, with a team, with equipment, proper programming, and all that, that is rude and disrespectful to all of those athletes involved in that barbell club for you to say your workouts are a good backup plan. If you're in a barbell club, you are competing in weightlifting, you are spending hours upon hours a day and throughout the week and months, like preparing for a competition. You are doing three main things. You are doing snatching, clean and jerking, and strength work in terms of squatting, pulling, accessories, etc. To hone in a skill. The snatch and the clean and jerk are a skill, and so for somebody who wants to use that as an alternative because they don't want to do rope climbs or burpees or double unders, that's rude and disrespectful. Don't be that guy or girl. You're going to go over to a barbell club and you're going to do the work. Put the full effort into it. Don't just use it as a scapegoat because you don't want to do the Metcon for the day. And then, like I already said this, but I mean, the biggest thing, being a barbell club coach in that situation, it's a waste of their time. 9 times out of 10, if you are running a successful barbell club, people are paying just to do the barbell club, and some gyms will allow people to go back and forth, which is fine. But if you're just coming over for the day, you're taking that coach away from working with those lifters, and you're essentially wasting their time. And the lifters who are paying for that barbell club aren't getting the time and attention that they need. So if you're coming over to do the barbell club or to train in weightlifting specific, give it 100% of your effort, because otherwise you are just wasting everybody's time involved in the barbell club that's there already. And then another thing, know the rules. Weightlifting has its own set of rules, just like every sport, and they're minor things, they're etiquette things, but they need to be known. Know the difference between a good lift and a bad lift. Between different sports, a good lift in the snatch is not the same in weightlifting as it is in kind of strongman terms or in CrossFit terms. Like, different sports have different rules that are qualify a good lift. Know what the rules for a good lift versus a bad lift are in your particular sport that you're working on. A really big pet peeve of mine is standing and walking in front of people who are about to lift. A lot of people don't know this, but weightlifters are very routine in their lifts. They're always doing the same things over and over and over again. One of the things is, as they're setting up for a lift, or if they're in the middle of the lift, they are looking for a focal point, which is out in the distance. It may be something on the wall. It could be like a crack or just general staring at a wall, whatever. But if somebody is moving around in front of them or walking or standing directly in front of them, that throws off that visual cue that they're trying to look for, and essentially can throw off their lift. So if you don't know, just don't stand in front of anybody, or don't be moving around in front of people. Like, I see a lot of people nowadays, they will stop and wait for the lift to take place and then continue walking. That is good. Just walking in front of that lifter while they're trying to perform the lift is bad. The other thing, excessive noise. Now, don't get me wrong, I like having a good time when I train. I like loud music. I like, I like the sound of dropping bars and all that stuff, but not every lift is a PR celebration. There is no need to make excessive noise, excessive yelling, grunting, all that sort of stuff. There are times and places for it, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I like to make a commotion when I hit a big lift and all that stuff, but not every lift deserves a PR celebration. So try to keep that in check. Simply just sit and watch what everybody else is doing. They will kind of cue you in on when things are a big deal and when things are not. Follow their lead. And then lastly, like if you don't know, or you're worried about breaking a rule or offending somebody, ask the coach, ask another lifter. 9 times out of 10, all the lifters that are in that barbell club and the coach and all that, they're gonna be helpful. They will help you out. They will answer any questions you have because they're excited to have somebody new joining in on the struggle that they're participating in. So just ask if you don't know. It's simple enough, but a lot of people just they're too prideful to do so. The other thing that really baffles me with people coming over to weightlifting is how upset they get when you don't see instant progress. You're not going to see it. It's not going to happen. No sport, unless you are just like the greatest gifted athlete of all time, it's very hard for you to go over from one sport to another and instantly be a hit, especially when it's a high skill movement like the snatch. I say the same thing about CrossFit. A lot of these people who be like, oh, I can do CrossFit right away and be good. Like, you're dead wrong. CrossFit has a plethora of skills you have to be well-rounded in, and that's not going to happen overnight either. So don't go into it and be upset that after 2 weeks of being in this barbell club or on this weightlifting team, you're not PRing your snatch, you're not PRing your squat, you're not PRing your clean and jerk. It simply doesn't work like that. So set your expectations realistically. And hopefully whoever's running the barbell club or running the weightlifting team can guide you in that sense from the start, so you're not setting yourself up for failure. And then the other thing, if you're trying to dabble in multiple sports, personal experience and from what I've witnessed in coaching and all that, the progress is going to be slower because essentially you are overtaxing the body. If you are doing CrossFit Metcons on a regular basis and trying to weightlift on top of that, or doing other different sports or different activities and all that, you're not putting 100% of your effort into the sport or into what you're trying to improve. You're not going to get better at it, or you're not going to get better at it as fast as somebody who is putting 100% of their effort in this. That's just plain and simple fact. I've seen a lot of people who want to do like 3 days of weightlifting, 3 days of CrossFit, which is absolutely fantastic. That's fine, you do you. But you're not going to see the same progress as somebody who is doing either CrossFit or weightlifting, for 6 days a week. So keep that in mind too. Your body needs time to recover from all this extra work it's doing. So unless your recovery is on point, or that is literally all you are doing, it is going to be very, very hard to progress at the same rate as somebody who is devoting 100% of their time to one or the other. Like I said before, they're both skills. They're both skills that need refinement. So they take time to develop a skill. So again, set the expectations realistically from the start. That'll prevent you from getting frustrated easily and wanting to just quit altogether. And just know that if you're double dipping, your progress isn't going to be as fast as it would if you were giving 100% effort to the other ones. And then, lastly, you got to just be patient and be humble. Hopefully you're coming over to whatever sport it is because you want to learn. Hopefully you're not just coming over there for a change of pace, or this is just like a rebound or something along those lines. Be willing to learn. Keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. Like, listen to what people are saying. Observe what others are doing and absorb all that information. And then lastly, be willing to work. Nothing frustrates a coach more than an athlete that is not willing to work. They just want to come in and just hope that there is just some magic potion or sauce or formula that is going to get them better lifts. It's going to be frustrating at first, especially if you have a lot of technical issues, because you got to break that down and rebuild those. It could just be downright just aggravating to the point where you just want to quit, but just have a short-term memory, forget that day of training, and then just come back the next day with a positive outlook, ready to work. So hopefully that answers your question about etiquette for coming over to weightlifting from any sport. I know this rant was a little bit more CrossFit biased because that's my experience in particular, but this really could apply to any other sport. Eliminate the word CrossFit, add in your sport. Any other questions, topics you guys want covered on these Tom Talks, please comment below or find us on our Instagram. Let us know. We look forward to doing these. All right, take care, guys.